the Tipping Pizza. That's about really a deep relax of the low back. The goal is to have people alleviate their sciatic pain, their IT band pain. It's complicated because some of those things can happen for multiple reasons, but if it's nerve compression further up the spine, the Tipping Pizza is a good movement to try. I want to encourage you to consider that that's sciatic pain. It's not really a glutes issue as much as sort of the cascade of nerve compression, that we can have sciatica burning down the side of the leg. I hear people complain about their IT band pain. No, first consider it's sciatic pain. Sciatic is a descriptive term about nerve compression, radiating pain. Some observations. I was driving in the car. My wife and I went camping way up north in Michigan, a 4-hour drive. At a certain point, I had some achiness in one side of my glutes. So I did a movement in the car, just as an experiment. I had that glute achiness, and I just relaxed one side of my low back, deep in, and waited a few minutes, and that pain went away. It wasn't a glutes issue. It was a nerve compression issue. When those muscles tighten up, they tighten up and compress nerves. Nerves are much more likely, many more opportunities to be compressed by tight muscles than by things like stenosis of the vertebrae and problems like that. Always consider first that it's muscular tension that's compressing nerves and making nerves unhappy and creating these sciatic-like discomfort expressions. There's some movements in my steering wheel somatic series where arch the body forward and push the belly button over to one knee and tighten up one side of the back. And that's good. Those are great. That's what I did in the car. Everyone should at least know my steering wheel somatics 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, sure. Try it. Because you get to free yourself, and every movement is a key to a different way that the body gets locked. And where's your brain got the habit running? Where do you need to free yourself? So here, we're going to do a movement I call the Tipping Pizza to relax one side of your back as an experiment to turn down that sciatic-like pain down your leg or in your glutes. Okay? Got to go upstream to solve the problem. We've got to teach our nervous system out of the habit of tension that it's got you stuck in. Go gently, and we're not stretching. Don't force it. We're trying to teach the nervous system to accept letting those muscles lengthen and letting them be relaxed a little bit. Okay, so don't go into any discomfort or strong stretch. We're not forcing it in any way. Go gently, gently, gently. Okay? All right. So we're just lying here, okay? And we're going to relax one side of the back. I encourage you to mostly focus on the low back side where your sciatic pain is. But here in this video, we're going to do both sides. Bring your feet a little closer to your sit bones, toward your pelvis, up the mat. We're going to come into a little bit of a glute bridge. To come into the glute bridge, if you're new to that, you could push your elbows down a little bit. As you push your feet down, we're lifting the pelvis a little bit up off the table. Not big, not a strain, just easy. We're doing it for back focus, so we're bringing that arch further and further up the back. And now we're going to lower down one vertebrae at a time. Just easy. Observe, is one side of your back more resistant to lowering down one vertebrae at a time? Just set down really softly. Okay? Now, imagine there's a pizza that's just going to sit on the front of your belt buckle. It's going to be balanced up there when you come into that glute bridge. Come into that glute bridge. And now we're going to tip the pizza over to one side. I'm lowering one side of the pelvis. One side stays up, one side lowers. And now we're going to lower down one vertebrae at a time, but one side of the back gets to do the lowering. Okay? Beautiful. Slow, slow, slower, slower. Set down so softly. Can you relax that all back down? All the way down. Okay? Beautiful. So, coming on up again, tipping the pizza over to one side. Okay? Slow, slow. Less and less effort. The back, the arching back, if you want to come up into it, if you want to reverse into the movement, your back arches to create that arc. Okay? We're tipping to one side. The back lowers. The back's doing the lowering. Less and less and less and less and less. Okay? So let's take it up one notch. In the power of teaching your nervous system, we're going to make that movement breathing. Thinking about it ahead of time. When you're up in that arch, I'm going to have you squeeze some air out. We're going to notice that the back tightens to help squeeze some air out. And then we're going to breathe in, a nice long breath in, into that opening breathing space of the back. And it may take some practice. Don't get discouraged if this is confusing, because this is exactly where your brain's confused. So this is where we need to be patient. We need to be good teachers. Let's try it. Coming up gently into the glute bridge, tipping to one side. Little breath in as the running start. Squeeze some air out. I can squeeze the air out and come up into more arch. Then tip the pizza over to one side. One side of the back is more closed, tighter. Squeeze the air out. Gentle breath in as we lower. Could you breathe your back open, breathing it down to the mat? Okay? We're going to do that 2 more times. And if I really had a problem with a sciatic pain issue or achy glutes, I would do it 10 times, super, super, super slowly. Next time, let's go even slower. So coming on up into the glute bridge, tipping the pizza over. The pizza's resting there. We're tipping the pizza over to one side. Squeeze the air out. Breathing, even breathing cycles. But every breath in, that's when we're lowering. Breath in, pause. We lowered a little bit. Breathing easy. Next breath in. Lower down a little bit. We're breathing the back open, that one side of the back. Squeeze the air out a little bit. Breathing in, lowering. Could you breathe your low back on that side? Could you breathe it down to the table? Come into the glute bridge as I arch. The side where my back is rolled and is facing down to gravity toward the mat. I'm arching that away. I'm pushing my belly out opposite. So it's an arching back and a side arch pushing out that way. Squeezing the air out. Long breath in. Breathing that side of the back all the way down. Now just rest there. Okay? Take a little breath into both sides of the back. All right, better yet, come into that glute bridge. We're going to squeeze the air out without the tipping. Squeeze the air out. Breath in. Which side can breathe in better? Which side understands how to open? I encourage you to mostly focus on the low back side where your sciatic pain is. But here in this video, we're going to do both sides. So, coming on up to that glute bridge. Tipping the pizza the other way. Nice arch. Squeeze the air out. Breathing, slow opening. The back lowers one vertebrae at a time. Slow, gentle. I can see, well, it doesn't quite know how on this side. And it figured it out on the other side. Just set it down easy. It doesn't have to open all the way at first. Don't force it. Coming on up. Nice symmetrical bridge. Tipping the pizza over to one side. One side of the back is arched. Okay, that's it. You're doing it. Just breathing cycles. Let's just lower super slow. I'm going to count up from 1. Let's see how slow. I'm going to try and go for 15. Okay, go slow. Little steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, all the way to rest. Now that's getting good at it. Can you restore full control of the ability of your brain to let your back relax? That's my challenge for you. Right? Come on up into it. Squeeze the air out, makes it arch more. Tipping over to one side. Lowering down, easy. One vertebrae at a time, easy. Breathing it. Breathing in as it's lowering. Easy, easy, easy. Not a stretch. A decompression. Can you decompress your lumbar spine? Because the deep muscles, the intervertebral muscles, the little muscles, complicated, beautiful muscles that sometimes span just the gap between one vertebrae, or sometimes they span the gap between two vertebrae. They're very good at pushing the back in diagonal through the body. They're good at twisting. They're set up in little diagonals and verticals. They're good at twisting the spine. You're stuck where your body is strong. That's where it's got that habit really running. You're strong there. You're feeling it hurting down low, down into the legs and the glutes. But I'm suggesting the Tipping Pizza. When I do it, I let it tip even more. So I come up like this. I'll really let that roll down, okay? Lowering down, easy, 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 easy. Coming up the other side, tipping quite a bit. Lowering down, easy, slow, slow, slow. That's it. Beautiful. So, give your nervous system some time to accept that lesson. We may want to bring it up into the low ribs. Can you breathe those low rib, uppermost low back, low rib spaces? Can you breathe into that? Can you breathe that down to the mat? Okay, can you breathe your body open? At the end of this video, it's going to suggest it to you, a sequence called Breathe Your Body Open. That's what my whole method's about, breathing your body open. Teaching it, not forcing. Can you breathe your body open? Can you do it gently and lovingly? Thank you so much for practicing with me today. My name's Eric Cooper, InspireSomatics.com. Blessings on your journey.